Hello, I'm the Accidental Bookseller. My name's Paul. Welcome to the channel. So I've got my pad with me today, which means I'm doing a tag. And this is the Booktuber name tag. I've been nominated by Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, and it's a tag that's created by Aaron Read a Book. What Aaron's done for the last few years is he'll pick some Booktube channel names and form a question based on each of those. And there's 9 or 10 questions. Might sound a bit confusing, but you'll get to know what it means once I get cracking. So let's get cracking. So number 1, and the channel is Violette's Book Daze. So the tag, the prompt is what's a book that left you in a daze, or a book that takes place over only a few days? This really stumped me, which isn't a good sign for question number 1. Sat around and it just came to me. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Because when the kids go into the wardrobe and into Narnia, and then they come back from Narnia, in Earth time, no time has elapsed at all. So therefore, it takes place in a few days. So number 1, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. By the way, I'm doing a project in November called November in Narnia, which is a reread of all 7 Narnia books. I'll be doing a launch video in a few months' time. Look out for that if you want to get involved. Don't know what form it'll take yet. Number 2, the channel name is Sailing Through Books. And the question is, a book with a boat or sailing in it. So I've picked Jamrak's Menagerie. I've tried on this one to try to pick as many different books that I've not mentioned before. I've failed on a few things, but I have not mentioned Jamrak's Menagerie before. This is signed. She spoke at the Hare Winter Festival that I went to. Young Jaffy Brown never expects to escape the slums of Victorian London. Then, aged 8, a chance encounter with Mr. Jamrak changes Jaffy's stars. And before he knows it, he finds himself at the docks, waving goodbye to his beloved Ishbel and boarding a ship bound for the Indian Ocean. With his friend Tim at his side, Jaffy's journey will push faith, love and friendship to their utmost limits. It's a good read. And that's the one with sailing in it. Question 3, channel named The Reading Hour. Question, what's a short, fast read you could finish in one sitting? I don't get people who can finish books in one sitting. I'm a slow reader, and unless they can go without food for days or have the bladder of a dinosaur, don't know where that come from, but I assume that big dinosaurs have got big bladders. But anyway, I digress. I don't finish books in one sitting. I don't finish books in 2 sittings. It's got to be really, really short for it to finish that quickly. But I want to answer the question, so I've picked The Adventures of Peter Rabbit because it's short, and if I reread it these days, I'd finish it in no time. Number 4, books do things to me. What's a book that hit you hard emotionally? In brackets, any emotion. I have picked Others by James Herbert. Mentioned this before. I think it's James's best book. It's in my top 10 of all time. Quite a few people, when pushed to name their favourite James Herbert, they'll go with their famous ones like The Rats or The Fog, Magic Cottage. But for me, it's Others. And I'm not saying why it pulls at the emotions, because I don't want to give any spoilers at all, other than say it's a great read. Nicholas Dismas is a private investigator, but like no other that has gone before him, he carries a secret about himself to which not even he has the answer. He is hired to find a missing baby, one that was taken away at birth. Or was it? His investigation takes him to a mysteriously located place called Perfect Rest. It's supposed to be a nursing home for the elderly, but is it? Here, Dismas will discover the dark secret of the others, and in an astonishing and spectacular finale, he will resolve the enigma of his own existence. As chilling, as memorable, and as timely as only James Herbert can be, others will join the classics for which he is remembered with fear. I should say it's got absolutely nothing to do with the film The Others, or I think there's a TV series called Others as well. I think the film had Nicole Kidman in. Completely unconnected and a standalone novel on its own, and it's never been made, never been dramatised. But it's a great book. Next one is it's number 5. Channel is A Genteel Black Hole. What's a book that pulled you into a subject or your favourite Terry Pratchett book? Don't have a favourite Terry Pratchett book because I've not read Terry Pratchett. I do have 2 signed copies from years ago, which I must read. A book that pulled you into a subject. Difficult. I'm going to mention this before. I'm going to mention Breakthrough by Konstantin Rodiv, which is a late 1960s. I think it's late 1960s. I read it when I was about 12 or 13, when I used to walk home from school and go to the adult library and read the paranormal books. And this is a book about electronic voice phenomena. And it's not the EVP that you'll recognise from a lot of these rubbishy ghost hunting programs that you get on the TV with all the staged shenanigans. This was pretty much a scientific study of conducting EVP and how to get voices back when you ask questions into, in those days it was a reel-to-reel tape recorder, what time of day or night you were more likely to get questions, and how long it took to get legible answers. Because if you asked questions into a reel-to-reel tape recorder, likely as not, you wouldn't get an answer. But over a number of days, you got answers with disembodied voices that talked and was recorded onto the tape. It's preposterous, these new things now, where they just leave it running and they get voices, or they'll ask a question, they'll get an answer straight away. It does not work this way. Now, it's never really been proved what those voices or sounds are that Rodiv got, and there's some other good books that came after it. There's a book called, I think it's called Life After Life, that I remember reading in the early 80s. Can't remember the author. That took Rodiv a little bit further. When I was 12 or 13, the book sucked me in, and I would go regularly to carry on reading it at the adult library. No one seemed to actually take it out, so it was always there whenever it was. Whenever you got to whatever age it was where you were actually allowed to take an adult library book home, I got it out immediately and read it all again. Never forgotten it, because it's the best of its field and renowned as the best in its field. So that's Konstantin Rodiv's Breakthrough. Next one is the channel is RiffRaff's Reading Renaissance. What's a book with a character from the lower social classes, or a book set during the Renaissance? I could have said Jamrach's Menagerie, but I guess you can't say the same book twice in the same tag. So I'm going to say Hamnet. Very enjoyable. I used to work in Stratford upon Avon, and I lived nearby. Couldn't afford to live in Stratford. Got to sell about 5 kidneys for that. Been round all the sites. You can go into Shakespeare's, the various houses that he was connected with. And when you're reading Hamnet, it's nice to have had that experience, because you can envisage the houses that Hamnet and other people lived in. And it just envelops your mind into the story a little bit better. Not seen the film yet, but the book is a great book that I very much recommend. Number 7, Sterling Reads. A book with silver on the cover or a shiny cover. As soon as I thought silver cover, I thought of the Amityville Horror. This is a book that I read in, I'm going to say, 81. Not sure when it was published. 78. No, this is the 10th printing in 1981. So yeah, this was 81 that I read this. When I was about 12 or 13, I used to be a train spotter for my sins. And I do remember reading this in December on Preston Station. Such is my memory for completely useless events. And yes, it's not true, really. But it was an entertaining read when I was that age, when I was a young age. And there was no YA books, really, when I was 12 or 13. You pretty much went from children's books to adult books. I started reading adult when I read the Diary of Samuel Pepys when I was 10, because I was in junior 3, and then when I was about 12, started on horror with Stephen King, and the Omen books, Omen 3, 4 and 5, Final Conflict, Armageddon 2000, and what's number 5? Is it The Abomination? Can't remember. Anyway, that was me. That was what I read at that age, and one of them was the Amityville Horror. And there's also 1, 2, and there's also 2 and 3. Don't think 2 and 3 were written by Jay Anson. I'm rambling, aren't I? Number 8, Big Hard Books and Classics is the channel, and the question is, what's your favourite hardback that you own, or your favourite classic? You've seen this one before. I had to get this via Kickstarter. So this is the 40th anniversary celebration book for the Christian Death album, Only Theatre of Pain. If you go back and watch the 8 Memories tag, you will see my, let's say, connection to Christian Death and the tours that I went on and did in the mid to late 80s with Christian Death and Fields of the Nephilim. This was the first album, Christian Death from California. This was the Christian Death with Ros Williams in. He quit the band and subsequently passed away. But around that time, he was followed around by a photographer, or an upcoming budding photographer called Edward Culver. And this book is full of photographs from the Only Theatre of Pain album era, as well as questions and sort of articles from people associated with the band at that time. For example, Jill Emery, who was in the band in the early days. Different versions of the album. And one last one. Just fantastic photographs, fantastic look. And probably getting into this band is what changed me. So yeah, this cost about, I'm going to say about 70 or 80 quid, including postage, via Kickstarter. It's my favourite book, favourite hardback. Number 9, The Book Thing is the channel name. And what's a book with a the blank blank title? I have picked The Toy Makers by Robert Dinsdale. Not read this yet. The Emporium opens with the first frost of winter. While the Great War rages across Europe, there is a place of hope and enchantment in the heart of London. The Emporium sells toys that capture the imagination of children and adults alike. Patchwork dogs that seem alive, toy boxes that are bigger on the inside, soldiers that can fight battles on their own. Into this family business comes young Kathy, running away from a shameful past. But Kathy is about to discover that the Emporium has secrets of its own. If there were a toy shop on Diagon Alley, it would be The Toy Makers, a dark, enchanting novel for fans of the Night Circus and the miniaturist. Yeah, it's a right nice floppy book as well. Don't know when I'll get to it. but I really want to get to it. So many books, so little time. Are we done? No, one more. Bonus prompt. What's a book that matches your own channel name or a channel that you love? So I'm the accidental bookseller, as you know or have gathered by now, and I've picked The Bookseller's Tale by Martin Latham. This is a story of our love affair with books, whether we carry them with us, arrange them on our shelves, inhale their smell, scribble in their margins, fold their corners, or cozy up with them in bed, taking us on a journey through comfort reads, street bookstalls, mythical libraries, itinerant peddlers, radical pamphleteers, extraordinary bookshop customers, and fanatical collectors. Canterbury bookseller Martin Latham uncovers the curious history of our book obsession and his own. Part cultural history, part literary love letter, and part reluctant memoir, this is the consoling, transforming tale of one bookseller and many, many books. Then there's the tagging of others. If you want to see more videos that I do and you've enjoyed it, click like, click subscribe. Very much appreciate it. And if you do that, you'll no doubt see me next time. Thanks very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.